Hey, welcome to episode number 148 of the Ask Vishwanath show. It's a beautiful evening out here and I hope you're having a great time. And today is part 3 of Do Curses Come True? What does Krishna say about all that?
You ask questions and I answer them. This is the Ask Sri Vishwanath show.
Alright, so I highly encourage you to watch episodes 146 and 147 where we cover part 1 and 2, and we saw in 146 that only curses by truthful people they come true, and even the curses told by them actually benefit, because in the end everything works out very fine. And we saw the story of Bhrigu, who went to Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, and he declared who was the greatest man. He declared Vishnu because Vishnu did not get angry when he kicked his feet and all that stuff. So all that good stuff you can see. It's a wonderful story. And then we saw in yesterday's episode the story of how the curse by when Bhrigu kicked Vishnu, Lakshmi, her consort, became very angry and she left Vishnu, and we saw in yesterday's episode how it went on to form the richest temple in India, and on the top, richest places of worship, place of worship in the world, Tirupati Balaji. So those are the two good stuff we saw, and a lot of people emailed me asking me, for more stories relating to curses from different angles, and so there were a couple of more stories which I had, and so I thought, I'll share that with you. So today we'll cover 2 more wonderful stories and from my book, which is related to curses. And so, just read it out from the book. It's really beautiful. Now, Arjun was a warrior to whom Krishna gave the speech of Bhagavad Gita. When he was in exile, when the Pandavas, which is what Arjuna was part of, when they were in exile for 13 years, 12 years they had to be in exile, and 13th year was to be incognito, which is in disguise. No one should see them. If someone sees them, then again, the next 12 years they again had to be in exile. So they were in exile, and so during this period of exile, Arjun had developed strange paths during meditation. He had learned strange paths, so he could easily leave his body, travel to heaven, meet the angels, and seek their blessings and all that stuff. So on one occasion, he traveled to heaven, the lunar sphere. And Indra, who is the chief god of heaven, on seeing Arjuna's sad, countenance, because Arjuna was very sad because they were in exile, all that stuff. He thought it appropriate to change his mind by entertaining him. So Indra thought of entertaining him. So he called the celestial dancers. Lunar sphere is all about wonderful things. So he called the celestial dancers Urvasi and Brahma, and they were, instructed to dance before him. And Urvashi, she is the most beautiful woman in heaven. And they say her very looks could unruffle even the purest of men. And so as she danced, as Urvashi danced, Arjun couldn't take his eyes away from Urvashi. And so seeing this, now Indra was watching all this, the god of heaven, and he told Urvashi to give, he told Urvashi to give Arjuna her body in the night so that he could, to entertain him. And so Urvashi was already smart with infatuation for Arjuna. She also liked Arjuna a lot, and she was very happy to carry out the mission. So she approached Arjuna in the night and declared a love for him, recalling the interest with which Arjuna gazed at her. And Arjun, quite surprised, he explained that his admiration for her was like the respect to his mother Kunti. And so Arjun said to Urvashi, I saw my mother in you, and I wondered what my mother is doing here in heaven. So I have the highest respect for you, Urvashi, Arjun said. And so when Arjun, Urvashi had other intentions, right? She had other intentions. She wanted to make love with Arjun. So she explained to Arjun that celestial dancers, they were free spirits. And they were not bound by conventional morality, and nothing would happen. And so she tried to tempt Arjun, but Arjun was unmoved and showed no interest in heaven's most beautiful women. And so Urvashi He said to Arjun, well, it's at the request of Indra that I've come to please you. When I needed your love, you refused me. I curse you. And so Urvashi, the most beautiful woman of heaven, cursed Arjun for this unprecedented, unreciprocated act. And that she told him, you shall be deprived of your manhood, and yet pass them in female company. And yet pass time in female company. And so, and she left. Indra was very happy that Arjun, of Arjun's respect and self-control towards women, and when he learned of this encounter, and he said, well, your mother will be very happy when she learns this, of your self-control and your respect. Don't worry. And he said, the curse of Urvashi will help you in the 13th year, because, the Pandavas, the 13th year of their exile, they had to live in disguise, because if they were caught, if someone could recognize them during the 13th year, they again had to spend 12 years. So Indra told that this curse by Urvashi will help you, because in the 13th year, you and your brothers have spent in disguise. You will be a eunuch, a combination of man and woman, and this identity will give you cover, and you will not be, you will not be known. And so, the curse of Urvashi did help Arjun in the end. So curse of women are very powerful. That's the whole idea. But as I said, you should be careful while dealing with women. Even though Arjuna's intention was good, his attitude and personality gave the feeling that he was open for love. And this prompted Urvashi to seek him. So because of the strong connection to Krishna, Arjun was benefited. Most humans won't. So a whole lifetime of success, good work and effort won't bear fruits if the curse of women prevail. So it's very important that you've got to be a little bit careful with all this stuff. All right, so that's how beautiful. In this regard, I want to share with you, an incident which, related to me. A couple of years back, I was invited by Amazon to speak at their top event here in Taj, New Delhi. And not Taj, New Delhi. Taj, New Delhi was the event, and we were put up in another 5-star hotel. And, I went there, and I was with my wife and child. And after doing my morning prayers, I came down to have breakfast, and it was like this. There was a table. It was there was a short arrangement, and I was sitting here, and there was no one in front of me. There was another table, but no one was there. So I sat there, was having breakfast with my wife and son. And then 2 girls came, and they sat in the next table, which was there, so directly facing me, okay? And so I started looking at, I looked at the girl for a couple of, 2 or 3 glances, because there were 2 women who were supposed to, speak with me in the Amazon speaking conference, and I thought one of them represented them, and so I was not so sure, so I looked at them twice or thrice at that girl. And, after a couple of minutes, that girl came to me, to my table, and she whispered in my ear that, I don't appreciate you looking at me like this. And I was shocked, because never in my life I got into trouble with women. I never do all those things which others do, I don't get into all that stuff, maybe just look at women just like anyone else once or twice, but you never get into trouble. So she said, I don't appreciate you looking at me like that. That was my wife and son, and I came before her, and who was interested? I had just looked at her a couple of times, and so I said, okay, I was just still thinking about it. So when my wife just asked me, who was she? What did she tell you? And I told her that this is what she told, that I don't appreciate you looking at me. And so she said, it's a big insult to you, you're with me, and it's a big insult to me, and all that stuff. And it was, but I wanted to get out of it. If I was alone, maybe I would have just moved out. But she said, no, we got to tell, and we went to the manager and told them. The manager came and told, but it's always like the women in those in 5-star hotels and all, they get more priority, and they were not listening. And I got so angry then that I just blasted on her, and all that stuff happened. But still, they were not ready to take action. I said I need an apology, because women can wear whatever they want. Most of the women there were half naked, and what wrong did I do? I mean, I came before her for the breakfast. There was no one sitting. I didn't tell her to sit before me. And, I just looked at it a couple of times. She also looked at me 10 times. I can't say that why a woman looking at me. So I didn't do anything wrong. And so I was very clear. My consciousness was very clear. And, but what I found out was there was too much support for her. And, and my talk in Amazon was just 2 hours. And so, but I was very angry. I said, no, justice has to be given to me, and all that stuff, because that's how I've been brought up. And I said, no, I want to speak to the head of this hotel, which is again a 5-star hotel. I don't want to name the hotel. So I, went to that and said, I want to speak to your head and all that stuff. So the whole commotion was created. A lot of, things were happening, and, men were supporting me. Women were neutral, but she got the support of the hotel. The hotel was, did not want to take any action. Because I said I want an apology from her. Because how can she come and say all this with my family, and what have I done wrong? So, as I was doing all this, there was just a couple of hours for my Amazon talk. And I wondered, what do I do? I said, this is bad karma, I've not done anything. What can I do? And, my wife was upset, I was really angry and all that stuff. And so this head of that 5-star hotel was supposed to meet me in an hour, and I thought I'd go and report to the police and all. And then it clicked to me, I'm playing into this bad karma, this time is very bad. I think I'm getting into trouble because the police also support the women. I would just look like a fool out there. And so I remember Krishna, where Krishna says, always choose your battles. And said, I came here to do this talk of Amazon, not to, win over this. That clicked me. So immediately I left the hotel and said, I no longer. I checked out. I went a lot, went to the under hotel, under 5-star hotels. I paid $250, it was just unnecessary expenses. But I checked out of the hotel immediately. I went to the hotel, and in 30 minutes, I was still a little bit angry, upset, but something happened 10 minutes before I went to do the talk. I don't know what. Krishna helped me, and I gave the most beautiful talk. People loved it. They all came to me at the end, and such a wonderful thing. And I looked back and I said, the only mistake I made was I thought she was unspeaking, so I repeated a couple of times. And again, I did nothing wrong, but what I also understood was you've got to be a little bit careful while dealing with women in terms of, when you're in public, as well as you've got to know when to retreat or when to move away from certain things, because you've got to choose your balance. So I just want to give you this perspective of a little different incident, share with you so that men could benefit, as well as women could know what are the harms. And there were, men were supporting me and saying, if you're right and all that stuff, but no one, the hotel was not. You see, the hotel is the main. They know the stuff, because I was like completely charged up, but I knew I might lose if the hotel supports her, and then if police also supports my, they will be ruined and I'm getting into trouble. So just a different perspective on that. And so now we'll go on to the next curse. And this curse is, this curse brought the end of Krishna, the God himself. This is beautiful. After the great Mahabharata war, where, the Pandavas won the battle with the Kauravas, and, Krishna, along with the victorious Pandavas, he visited Gandhari. Now, Gandhari is the mother of the slain Kauravas, okay? And Gandhari, out of love and respect for her blind husband, her husband was blind, Dhritarashtra, she had bandaged her eyes right from the time she had married, ever since she was married. And so her eyes, as a result of that sacrifice, had great power. And so she was fuming with anger against Pandavas because they had killed all their sons. And so when the Pandavas arrived, Gandhari's eyes were hooded, But through the lower portion of her blindfold, a glance fell on Yudhishthir, the eldest of Pandavas, toes, as he bowed to her, because Yudhishthir bowed to Gandhari, and so from the lower portion of her, she could, it fell on the toe, and the toenail of the eldest prince was instantly burned. Such was her power and such was her anger. And so Krishna saw this, and he said to Arjuna, to Gandhari, that it's not good. You got to welcome them with love. And Gandhari also realized the mistake, but she was very angry towards Krishna. She said, I can forgive the Pandavas, but I can't forgive you, Krishna, because you knew the outcome of the war and won. Why did you not stop? What did you gain by killing my 100 sons? So I can't forgive you. And she said, I curse you that just as you set up the killing of my sons, your race, which is his race, was Yadava race, his lineage, will be wiped out in 36 years, and you will meet with an inglorious end in the wilderness. She cursed Krishna. So, Gandhari cursed God himself, Krishna. And Krishna, calm as ever, replied, your curse shall come true because your possess of high virtues. And so seeking the blessing they went. And in due course, Krishna's race became extinct as a result of infighting. And Krishna, so the curse came true. And so Krishna retired to forest and for the rest of the curse to come true. The body of Krishna was invisible. He laid himself, his body was invincible except the feet. And so Krishna quietly laid himself down in the forest and covered his body with leaves, leaving his toes open. And a hunter, Jara by name, he mistook his toes, to be the eye of a deer in the dark and shot at him. And the arrow pierced Krishna's foot and made its way through the body. And Krishna departed from earth. And that was how the Dwarpa Yuga ended and the Kali Yuga, which is the Dark Age, started. So that's how, even the curses of people do come through. So I hope you got liberated. Again, only curses by truthful people come true. And even if the curses are uttered, you always should know that there is this beautiful verse of Krishna, surrendering all works to me, knowing me, Krishna Paramatma, to be all, with a concentrated mind, fix your mind on me. Fixing your mind on me, you will overcome all the obstacles due to my divine grace. But egoistically you persist, you will perish. So, you should know that if you surrender all your works to Krishna, you don't have to really worry because Krishna will remove all your obstacles and all your questions. So, hope I answered your question. You keep asking questions and I keep answering.